From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update. Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.
Hi, I'm Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, December 27th. A few showers are possible this morning, but we dry out and warm up again with a high of 62 degrees. Certainly unseasonably warm for this time of year. The ongoing pandemic has a grip on the holiday season, with more than 6,000 flights canceled worldwide over the three-day Christmas weekend. Health officials are concerned so much travel will strengthen the current surge. John Lawrence looks at the projections for the new year.
We can tell that this Omicron is everywhere, not just, something you're hearing about.
The new year will start the same way it did on January 1st, 2021, with the U.S. fighting a pandemic.
We've all really accepted that, COVID is here to stay. The coronavirus is going to be endemic, meaning it's always going to be around.
The rate of daily COVID-19 cases in the U.S. from the Omicron variant surge has surpassed the numbers seen with the Delta strain this summer, according to Johns Hopkins University data.
We're doing everything we can to get people tested, and we're also trying to get everybody vaccinated because obviously that's the best thing we can do.
The number of COVID-19 hospitalizations are lower than the peaks reached earlier this year, but health and government officials say that could change.
We would like to get as many people vaccinated as possible. I think that would create herd immunity, but we have to get way over 90% of people.
And they're still stressing that those who have yet to get a shot are at a greater risk of hospitalization or worse.
The deaths from COVID right now are almost entirely preventable. Even with Omicron, if you're vaccinated and boosted, I can confidently say you will not die from this virus.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And passengers on a cruise ship dealing with a coronavirus outbreak returned to port. The Carnival Freedom ship returned to Miami yesterday. The ship left from there on December 18th, stopping in Curacao on Tuesday. The cruise line said a small number of passengers had tested positive for COVID-19. It did plan to stop at the Caribbean island of Bonaire and Aruba. However, those were canceled after being denied entry.
They didn't inform us of hardly anything. They let everybody go about their business. The only reason why we found out that people on the ship had COVID is because the first destination we were supposed to go to, we sat there for a couple of hours, and then we found out they wouldn't let us on that destination because of so many people on the ship having COVID.
At least 4 ocean cruise ships were denied access to ports or were prohibited from letting passengers disembark this week due to COVID-19 cases. 2 college football bowl games have been canceled. The Military Bowl between Boston College and East Carolina University was set for today, and the inaugural Fenway Bowl between the University of Virginia and Southern Methodist was set for Wednesday. Both of those games will no longer be played due to COVID-19 illnesses. The University of Miami withdrew from its Sun Bowl matchup with Washington State. However, Washington says it is working with the Pac-12 Conference to find a replacement. And problem passengers may soon pay the price. The FAA says it's considering removing TSA PreCheck credentials from unruly travelers. According to the TSA, more than 10 million Americans have their credentials that allow them to bypass certain security measures. The FAA calls the PreCheck option a privilege, not a right. So far this year, it reports about 5,800 complaints of problematic behavior by passengers. Most of the reports relate to mask rules. The vice president is standing by the decision to withdraw troops from Afghanistan. Kamala Harris sat down for an interview on 60 Minutes. They were pressed questions on her about this summer's chaotic evacuation. She pushed back, saying it was a situation that the previous administration left behind.
So we were saddled with that responsibility based on an agreement between the United States and the Taliban.
And you agreed to extend it and not to break the agreement with the Taliban.
We made the decision that if we were to break the agreement, it would have been a whole other situation. And right now, I strongly believe that had we broken that agreement, we would be talking about the war in Afghanistan and American troops in Afghanistan. And we're not talking about that. I don't regret that.
The final group of troops pulled out at the end of August. A suicide attack at the Kabul airport killed dozens of people as the Taliban took control, including a Marine from Logansport, Corporal Humberto Sanchez. The lawyer who successfully argued Roe versus Wade has died. Sarah Weddington died yesterday morning in her home state of Texas. According to her colleague, Weddington had been in poor health for some time. She was 26 years old when she first presented the landmark abortion rights case to the High Court in 1972. Sarah Weddington was 76 years old. Butler University is honoring the life of Archbishop Desmond Tutu. The president of South Africa announced the activist's death yesterday. The university's Desmond Tutu Peace Lab shared a statement on social media. It says, "It was distinctly privileged to be one of the places that Archbishop Tutu chose to continue his legacy. His commitment to nonviolence, justice, and the education of future generations of peace activists lives on in Butler's Desmond Tutu Peace Lab, an innovative undergraduate think tank connecting campus and communities in dialogue and action." Thank you, Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Rest in peace and power. Tutu was known as the voice of the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa. He was also extremely vocal on global issues. In the later years of his life, he addressed the civil war in Syria, climate change, and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Tutu was 90 years old. And this morning, authorities say at least 18 people are dead after heavy flooding in Brazil. 280 more people are hurt. More than 18,000 people are without homes. There is video that has shown the extent of the damage and the height of the floodwaters. Truly incredible. According to the governor of Brazil's Bahia state, flooding impacted nearly 40 cities late yesterday. He calls it a massive tragedy. The governor says he does not remember seeing anything like this in the state's recent history. Police in Colorado are taking new steps to freshen the case of 6-year-old Jonbenet Ramsey's death. Yesterday marked 25 years since the girl was found dead in the basement of her family's home. Authorities used that timing to discuss new technology that is enhancing the investigation. They explain the process allows them to check regularly for DNA matches in order to solve the case. In all, detectives have processed more than 1,500 pieces of evidence and analyzed nearly 1,000 DNA samples. A coroner ruled Ramsey's death a homicide by strangulation. And today, you have the chance to become the next big winner of a big lottery jackpot. No one won the latest Poweball drawing on Christmas night. That's rolling the winnings higher. Today's drawing is for an estimated jackpot of $416 million. That's a cash value of $299.5 million. The Powerball has gone 35 drawings without a winner. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.